Uh, Next, we have a prose poem by Mr. David Barker called A Visit to the Morel Family Tomb. And it comes with this cool spooky illustration here. So, speaking of the prose poem itself, I'd like to point out, even if it's listed among poetry in the contents of the zine, it's more like a short story. It mainly describes the feelings of the main character, which through the story evolve from grief to horror. And the emotions are described very vividly with very rich vocabulary. It's really well written. I really liked it. Then we have a poem by Ashley Dioses called The Rotting Goddess. In this poem, Miss Dioses uses her usual creative phrases and expressions, combining the supernatural with some gory images to describe a metaphorical interpretation of death. It's short but a very good poem. Then we have a poem called Call of the West, written by Chad Hensley. I must say, at first I was surprised by this poem because it's an Old West themed poem, which is something I generally wouldn't expect in this zine, which is, as we know, a journal of weird fiction and dark fantasy. But as I read this poem further, I realized it did contain some horror elements, and they were quite creatively incorporated into this Old West setting. It's really cool and really creative. A very nice poem. And now we have the other story in this zine called The Penitence of the Blade, written by John R. Fultz. And here we have another nice illustration for this story here. So, the story is the longest one that has been published in the Audient Void so far. And I must say, this is a really good story. It has some very vivid descriptions of some particular painful moments, and it also has a very deep and memorable development of the main character, which really impressed me. And at the end, there is one quite unpredictable and shocking plot twist. So this story is really great. I really liked it. And at the end, we have one more poem called The Sowainok is Coming, written by K.A. Opperman. So, in this poem, Mr. Opperman once again uses his usual refined vocabulary and creates an elegant horror atmosphere. I've read quite a bit of Mr. Opperman's poetry previously, and this poem was just as good as many of his poems I read previously. It's really nice. And at the end of this little book we have one more nice picture, this image of a bat. As you can see, it's a really nice addition. It's a really beautiful picture. I really like it. So finally, I'd like to say once again that those who said this second issue of The Audient Void was even better than the first one, they weren't wrong at all. As you can probably tell, I really enjoyed reading this zine. It's really good. So, if you are interested in reading it, I suggest you to check the links in the description section below. Maybe there is still a copy available for you. So, if you can still find a copy, I strongly recommend this. It's really good. So, thank you so much for watching this video and see you next time. Bye!